It's been about 6 or 7 months since I first gave you a look at my very own Fairlight Secan, so I thought it'd be a good time to give you an update on the bike and some of the changes I've made to it since that original video went live, which, if you missed it, I'll put a link to it in the description below so you can go and check it out. But a quick recap in case you missed it. The Fairlight Cycles is a small UK brand that specialises in nice steel bikes, and the Secan is their latest model and fits in their range as a gravel adventure road bike, which basically means it has wide tyre clearance and a more relaxed geometry for handling off-road trails. Now, I bought it because I reviewed it for road.cc, and I'll also put a link to that review in the description below. So I reviewed it and I was so impressed with the ride quality, the way it handled everything from road to off-road trails, that I put my hard-earned cash down and bought a frame set, so the frame and a fork. And then, using a bunch of test components in the office, I built it up into what I consider the perfect bike for my style of riding. And that style of riding is the sort of riding that's proven very popular at the moment, and why gravel and adventure bikes are the big talk of the moment. And it's basically, for me, it's going out for a road ride and then seeing a bridleway or byway or any other bit of off-road track and going down it and seeing where it goes into the woods, onto plains, and then come back out on the road a few more road miles and then back into the woods on off-road trails. Here in the Cotswolds, I don't have endless miles of gravel roads like I do in the US, but I do have plenty of small bridleways and off-road tracks, which means I can do a 50% road ride and a 50% off-road ride. And for me, that's a really nice mix, really nice ratio. I love riding off-road, I love mountain biking, but I can't do it from my doorstep. I can ride into very nice country lanes on a road bike here, but as much as I love road riding, it's nice to get off-road, away from busy, congested roads. And this sort of bike allows me to do that. So I can do a road ride and then throw in a load of off-road riding. And the great thing is, because of this setup and the way the bike handles, I'm not compromised on the road, it's not slow on the road. So I'm not as fast as I would be on an aero bike, but still nice and fast on a road bike. And these bikes are versatile as well. So I've currently got it set up in sort of adventure gravel spec, but I've had it with slick tyres, mud guards, and done a 300-kilometre Audax as well. So it can do everything from road riding to off-road riding. I can do it all at the same time, or you can fit different wheels and tyres and tune it to any particular type of riding. The reason I bought the Fairlight, as I mentioned, is because I really like the ride quality, and I also like steel frames. I've got a real soft spot for steel frames, I always have done. And this one is packed with really nice details, just a really nice tube shapes. I love the skinny ovalized top tube, nice understated graphics. Got a chunky carbon fork at the front. It's got rack mounts, it's got mudguard mounts, and it's got plenty of clearance and massive tyres. Probably one of the biggest clearance bikes in the category. You can fit a mountain bike, 27.5-inch wheel set. But for me, a 40mm wide gravel tyre like this one here on a 700cc wheel is a perfect balance, perfect compromise for road and off-road performance. Good rolling speed on the road and plenty of grip off-road, short of muddy bogs and so on. The frame set has also proved to be a really good test bed for reviewing different gravel and adventure components, and I've made quite a few changes to this bike, which if you follow me on Instagram you'll have seen, because I've posted quite a few photos of this bike with different configurations, wheels and tyres and so on. Made a few big changes this week, hence the update video, and I'll just talk you through them now. So the biggest change are the new wheels. Bontrager's brand new gravel carbon wheel set, which I just fitted, arrived in the office the other day. And they're based on Bontrager's road aero wheels with the same sort of aero profile, but the biggest key difference is the really wide 25mm internal width, which plays really well with big tyres. So onto these wheels I've fitted Panarace's Gravel King tyres, not a new tyre. I've had these for many years. I think I used them in my first Dirty Reaver probably 2 or 3 years ago, so a really good tyre, good on the road and good off-road as well, and really durable. And it goes without saying, I love the sidewalls. I think they look really good and match the bike really well. But let me know what you think. I ran a poll on Instagram and most people gave it a thumbs up, but let me know, thumbs up or thumbs down on these sidewalls, let me know. So new wheels, new old tyres, also got a brand new handlebar. Now I had a Bontrager carbon handlebar on there, a road handlebar. I've now switched to what is called a flared drop handlebar. If you've seen any gravel adventure bikes, you'll see a lot of flared drop handlebars. And the basic idea, give you a wider effective handlebar when you're in the drops, for more control on loose gravel when you're going down steep downhills and so on. To be honest, I've not really seen the point, but I'm willing to try them. I've got an open mind and I'm going to be testing this MV handlebar to see whether a flared drop handlebar works for me. So these are 42cm measured from the hoods, but they're a whopping 12cm wider in the drops, so quite a lot wider in the drops than they are in the hoods. and they've also canted the hoods over quite an angle as well. So I'm not convinced, but I've got an open mind, and I will be testing them over the next few weeks and months to see what they're like. The other nice thing about these handlebars is MV says they tune the carbon layout to ride a smooth ride. So basically a little bit of flex in the handlebar, especially in the drops. So when you're riding a rough terrain, gravels and stuff, it should provide a bit more absorption of vibrations and bumps as well, and provide a slightly smooth ride. So that will be interesting to see when I get to ride them. So new handlebars, new wheels, also got a new crankset on it as well. Now if you saw my original video, you remember I had a very nice Praxis carbon 1x chain set. Very nice bit of kit, but very expensive. I've now fitted this brand new rotor crankset, which is an aluminium design and a little bit more affordable. But like Praxis, they have this spline interface of attaching the crank arms to the chainring, which makes it really easy to change from a 1x to a 2x, or change different chainring sizes. You're not fiddling with chainring bolts. At the moment, I've got a 42 tooth narrow wide chain ring on there, which I found to be really good paired to the 1140 cassette on the back. Good range on the road, good range off road, and it just works really well for me. Now, as I mentioned, I've got an 1140 cassette on the back, which despite Shimano's recommendation for an 1136 with the Ultegra RX DIT rear mech, worked just fine. No problems with gear changes across any of the sprockets. So the Ultegra Di2 I had on the beginning with the hydraulic disc brakes and the clutch mechanism rear mech, and it works really nicely. And I've also, because I don't have a front mech, I've set up the buttons on the left-hand shifter to operate the rear mech as well. So I can shift gears at the back from any lever, so it works really nicely. So those are the main changes then. I've got brand new carbon gravel wheels, which are a bit flash, I admit, but they need testing. A reliable, trusty set of tyres. Very nice bit of MV carbon handlebar, which is also very expensive, but I can't wait to try out the flared drop idea. Nice new crankset from Rotor. Everything else is the same MV stem, same MV seat post, and the same fabric saddle. I love the saddle. Nice shape, nice padding. You get quite a bit of flex in the base as well for a bit of extra bumpy absorption, so that works well. So that's a quick update then on the Fairlight Secan, how I've been finding it for the last 6-7 months or so, and some of the changes I made to it. As I mentioned earlier, I reveal more about the bike on Instagram, some of the changes I do make to it on a regular basis, so make sure you follow me on there. But I think that's all for now for this quick update. I'll give you another update in a few months' time, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. Got any questions about the bike, the frame, any of the equipment choices, do put them in the comment section below. Always love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the bikes I'm riding, so put them in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm going for a ride, and I'll see you all again next time. Thanks for watching.